Okay. Nice. No, that's not what I'm thinking. Hey, Trevor! Really? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this right now. No! No! No, we are not gonna do this. This joke has been rehashed way too many times, okay? Listen, the first time, hilarious. Second time, pretty funny. Third time, is like, come on, man. And besides,
I already opened my shovel knife.
But DHL week 5. I don't care. I don't care at all. This joke is stupid, and there's no way you can convince me to do it otherwise. I'll give you $1. You think you can win my friendship by giving me $1? You think you can win my loyalty with $1?
Yeah. Well, if that... How about a West Virginia quarter?
Hey, Trevor. What? DHL recap week 5!
Trevor, it's not that exciting.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to our recap for week 5
Of the DHL.
of the Johto League. I am the Corsair of the Shamoodi Island Slow Kings.
And
I'm joined by...
I am the czar of the Detroit Cobra Lions. Detroit Cobra Lions right here. Just ignore it.
It's going to be backwards, but it's there.
Ignore that one right there. That's supposed to be... Ah!
Alright. Let's get right into it.
Yep. So let's start off with the standings.
Standings are real.
Yeah, they are. So we've
really crazy. I'm going to move it real quick.
Yep. We got this. All right. So at number 1, we have Adam and the Charizard champions, who are 4-1 with a KD of 13, positive 13. Number 2, we have Forrest and the DC United Tyrannitars, who are 3-2, with a +9 KD. Number 3, we have Keenan, who is 3-2, coach of the Lake Superiors, and they have a 0 KD. Number 4 is Drew and the Wabafetville Wishmakers, who are 3-2, with a -2 KD. Number 5 is Monty and the Chicago Bearticks, who is also 3-2, with a -3 KD. Number 6 is Tyler, the coach of the Cleveland Conkelders, who's 2-3 with a -2 KD. Number 7 is Zach, who's 2-3, the coach of the Southwest Swamperts, with a -6. And then number 8 is Nick, coach of the Tampa Bay Typhlosions, who is 1-4 with a -9 KD.
And number 9 is Anthony.
Poor Anthony.
Coach of the Miami Mimans.
Yep.
The 1-4. He brought it up. He was 0-4. Now he's at 1-4.
Yep.
But he still has that terrible, just god awful score of
-14.
-14. Well, negative.
Well, he hasn't updated his stats. Update your stats, Anthony. Come on, buddy. You can do it.
I know you can't do it right this very second,
But you need to.
but when this video's out, you should have done it, you turd.
You should have done it already.
That's right. All right.
So-
Moving over. We forgot to pull the mic down. You probably can't hear us at all, can you?
Well, let's hope that you could hear that.
You could hear it. We went over the standings if you couldn't, and the standings are right there. I'm putting it there. Okay.
Yeah. Post editing.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you heard that.
I actually have to do something now. Dang it.
Okay.
Moving
So-
on to our recap of the battles.
Yeah! Yeah!
You're loud.
I am loud. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I hurt your ears if you're listening on headphones.
All right, we're going straight into it.
Okay, so we've got
The midst of the Cleveland Conkelders versus.
the Charizard champions. This was a good match.
It was very long.
Very long. I think it was the longest of the week. At least on
Turn-wise.
On turn-wise, it was the longest on the Johto side for
Yes,
sure.
it was.
Took us a long time. So
Tyler brought some very bulky mons, and Adam brought some very bulky mons.
yes, it was bulk versus bulk in this match. So started off, I believe it was Aggron who came in, and it was against Lantern, I want to say.
Yes, and it volt switched.
Volt switched out, and Aggron just set up Stealth Rocks and started dragon tailing everything.
Dragon tailing. It was just, whoa, dragon tail.
It was interesting. Like the Golbat got switched in, did a defog, so Aggron had to keep setting up Stealth Rock every time that it defogged. Eventually, it ended up with Seismitoad versus Lantern, and Seismitoad got a really. I'm not sure if the crit mattered, but he got a crit on the Lantern, which I know from the battle. Tyler said that he had Hidden Power Grass on the Lantern for Seismitoad, and that if
and it got crit.
and it got crit, so
I didn't get to use it.
That was just really unfortunate right there,
Very unfortunate.
and it was just this was overall a really slow battle between the two.
Right, lots of switching, lots of walling and healing.
Yeah, eventually Medicham got in there and it set up a sub in front of Dusclops when it tried to Will-O-Wisp, and Dusclops was a real menace to Tyler's team. He had a really, really hard time just getting through that Dusclops.
That's what Dusclops does.
And especially when Dusclops decides to rest, and Adam has Heal Bell on his team to be able to stop, not have to worry about sleeping for 3 turns. Eventually, Doublade starts setting up with Swords Dance. Ends up going down to Seismitoad. Seismitoad kills itself with Life Orb. And then Tyler, I don't know why you set up with T-Tar so at that point, because you still had Aggron who was
Had Dragon Tail.
had Dragon Tail, and it was pretty
Pretty bulky.
I thought it was at 80% when he did that.
Still had a lot of health left.
It still had a ton of health left, and the Earthquake did maybe 30% to it, and
You weren't dragon dancing. He was just rock polishing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was just rock polish, T-Tar. So, the Aggron was able to just Dragon Tail him out, and at that point, it was going downhill quickly for Tyler. And once it got to the end where there was only a couple Pokemon left on Tyler's team, Dusclops just walled everything. And there wasn't really anything that Tyler could do at that point, except for try and predict, which Adam just kept making the safe play. And, yeah. Ended up with Adam with a 4-0.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, and so we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to start something up.
We're gonna give each team an MVP, each battle an MVP.
Each battle an MVP, and then an overall MVP at the end. So this week we're going to go ahead and give the MVP to Dusclops.
My man, free hugs.
Yes, Dusclops did a lot of work against Tyler, and we feel that he did the best in this match.
And it was not because he used to be a member of the Shimudi Island Slow Kings. It had nothing to do with it at all.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Proud member.
Very proud member. So, next up, we have
The Chicago Bearticks versus
the Tampa Bay Typhlosions. So
Nick and Monty's battle was on Showdown.
Yep.
There was a few battles on Showdown.
there was a couple this week on Showdown. I think
a lot of communication errors because of the Nintendo was down, Nintendo Network.
Yeah, I think there was a couple battles that were happening on Monday, and all of those battles had happened on Showdown because Nintendo's network was down at that time.
Yeah, but that's just what can you do? So.
Exactly. So right off the bat, the first thing that happens is Rotom just has really, really bad luck. Really bad luck. So misses the Will-O-Wisp, then misses the Overheat, then just dies.
Yep. He was just like, oh, where'd you go? Now I'm dead. I couldn't. Just like that. The battle continued, though.
Yep. Hoopa set up the Trick Room, and it did quite a number to Nick's team. Like he was able to take down the Excadrill and weaken. What did he weaken?
There was a Pokemon.
I think it was the. I think he weakened something. I forgot. Sorry. So maybe we can find out. This one. There we go. I think he might have weakened the Luxray.
Luxray was in a few times, but I don't know if it was.
Anyway, we continue on.
Suicune came in later.
There was the Amoonguss who had Protect on it without Black Sludge. He had the Rocky Helmet, which
Rocky
is kind
Helmet Protect, but the Suicune was just like, I'll have none of that. Calm Mind. Calm Mind for days.
Cocoon!
Calm Mind for days. So the Suicune was setting up. The Amoonguss was whittling it down, but not really, because the Suicune killed it and then rested.
Yep, and just gained all that. He's like, I don't care what you're doing.
Monty, I trusted you with my Amoonguss. What have you done?
Listen. Suicune is a menace, okay? As a former member of the Detroit Cope Lions, I can attest to the craziness.
Yeah.
So, then
I mean, just one. Well, if you got my Amoonguss, Monty, you know that it has Clear Smog. And Clear Smog is your answer for Suicune.
Yeah, you should have brought the Clear Smog.
It would have been really cool.
It would have been crazy.
I mean, I understand that it's not very used attack.
But in those types of situations, it really could have helped a lot. But it eventually came down to, on Monty's side, he had Heracross and he had Staraptor. And Heracross, more like just killing everything left and right.
So
just Hera boss.
Nick had in.
He sent in Volcarona at like the first Pokemon after Heracross came in.
Suicune died.
No, Suicune didn't die. It was
Suicune switched out into
Luxray to give a free switch into Volcarona.
Yes.
Let Luxray
died, and then Volcarona came in,
and he sets up a Quiver Dance.
And you're like, okay, yeah, you're gonna try to get the sweep.
Yep.
And then Heracross misses his Rock Blast,
and it's like,
holy crap,
man,
Volcarona's about to do something.
Volcarona's about to sweep his team.
About to do something. What he does
is
he Quiver Dances again, and then you're like,
Nick, you should have just you should have Fiery Danced or whatever fire move you have on Volcarona. You should have just gone for it, because at that point, I don't think that Heracross could have lived a hit.
No, Heracross couldn't live a hit before.
Yeah, I mean, I could see why he went for the second one, is to outspeed the Staraptor if it was Scarfed, which I don't know if it was or not.
But if you flame charged, then you would have been fine. Just go for a flame charge. That's the moral of the story.
But flame charge is physical.
I mean, have you seen Larvesta's attack stat?
Yeah.
Okay, we're moving on.
Anyway, and then
Heracross missed a Rock Blast and then killed Volcarona with the second one.
Yep. I think Nidoking comes in and finishes off Heracross, and then in comes Staraptor, and it's Staraptor versus the world, and the world lost.
The world lost.
Yes, because at that point, Lopunny had been spored, and Suicune was still asleep from its rest.
Yep.
So those were the only two after Nido King. So Staraptor was just easily able to come in and clean up shop.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a 1-0 in favor of the Chicago Bearticks.
Yes. Good job, Monty.
And
It was a fun battle to watch.
we went and gave the MVP to Heracross for pulling him out of the way.
You gave it to who?
Hera Boss.
Cross.
Oh, Cross.
Heracross.
I get it now.
I knew you wouldn't get it. That's why I set you up. Set you up for failure. All right. Yep. Heracross got it because without Heracross, Staraptor wouldn't have been able to just plow through.
Absolutely not.
And Heracross was able to defeat his arch nemesis, the Firebug,
Yeah,
which was really cool to see.
that was very cool to see. So, moving on. Next up, we have the Miami Mimians versus
The Southwest Swamputts.
Swamputts.
Southwest Swamputts.
So, right off the bat,
We were actually there for this battle.
we were there for this battle, and there was disconnects in local.
And we're like, what is going on?
Yeah, so it disconnected the first time.
So we've switched DSs.
Yeah, I let Anthony use my DS.
Anthony, it disconnected for Anthony's first. So that's why we switched Anthony's game and not Zach's.
Yep.
And then the same... No, I'm just kidding.
No.
It worked.
So they recreated the events of the battle until they got to the disconnect, because it was like turn 5 maybe.
Mm-hmm. It was turn 5 or 4.
And it was interesting because we ended up having to restart it again because...
Anthony crit.
Yeah, Anthony crit. I thought it was that Toxic Mist, but...
Nope, Anthony crit the Heatran.
Yeah, so...
So it started out with...
It was really cool.
It was really cool because I told Anthony about this. I was like, Anthony, what are you doing for this team? What are you doing for your battle? And he's like, I don't know, Blake. What should I do? And I'm like, you know what could actually get you the win right now? If you lead Charizard
And you go
and
ham.
you go ham and you just don't Mega Evolve in case of the Earth Power.
Right.
You set up a Dragon Dance, and then you Mega Evolve, and because Heatran is known to carry Air Balloon. I mean, just in general. I'm not saying Zax is known per se.
Right.
But Heatran is known for having Air Balloon, so Brick Break.
Yeah.
It's going to do some damage.
Funnily enough, he had an air balloon. So he went and popped it.
Popped it with that Brick Break. He's like, boop. You know what? I normally break bricks. Break bricks.
Break bricks.
Today I'm breaking balloons.
Yeah.
It was Balloon Break.
He only had to poke the balloon because just the fall from that balloon hurt Heatran so much. And anyway, so he goes like from there to Jellicent. Jellicent
takes a Dragon
Claw,
switches into
Donphan,
who takes a Dragon Claw not well.
Not well at all. Like it took like 60-70%
right.
after Dragon Dance.
Before Heatran died, he got a Toxic Up.
Yep. So
and then Heatran died.
So
Heatran didn't die. No, he got a Toxic Up and then switched.
Yep, he switched into Jellicent to take the hit, which didn't take the hit very well. So he goes into Donphan. Donphan goes for an Ice Shard. Very good move to get as much damage off as he could
before he died. But Anthony made a weird play.
He went for Flare Blitz.
Yes.
And we cannot figure out why he went for Flare Blitz.
Like, without that recoil, he could have lived a little bit longer.
I don't think he would have lived another turn because in came Mienshao and just faked out.
Oh, that's right.
And
killed it.
And he killed it with a crit. I don't think the crit mattered at that point, but even if he hadn't gone for Flare Blitz, he would have the fake out would have gotten him to a point where Toxic would have killed him.
Oh yeah.
So I think Charizard was done at that point anyway.
But Charizard did his job. Wrecking havoc.
Yeah, seriously. And then
only got one kill, but it was still a great job.
It knocked down Heatran down to red, and then
did a number on Jellicent.
It did more than half to Jellicent, so that's a good job on Charizard's part. So next, he in comes the Crocodile up against Mienshao, and I don't.
You're like, what is going on? Why would you send in Crocodile? It's Dark type.
Yeah.
So Mienshao probably went for a high jump kick.
Probably. See,
Crocodile was scarfed.
Crocodile was scarfed. Like, that's the only reason you would ever bring in Crocodile against Mienshao is if it's scarfed. So,
or maybe
Mienshao just goes down to that. And so, in comes Masquerain.
And because Crocodile is scarfed into Earthquake, he switches out.
Yep.
And Masquerain gets a free Quiver Dance.
Quiver Dance Masquerain!
What?
So, he switches into Fortress. who
Trying to get rid of the rocks.
and ends up taking an HP fire to the face and just dying instantly.
And then Anthony's like, no! I don't know what I'm doing! Clicks Excelgor, clicks Final Gambit, doesn't kill.
Barely misses the kill. Only barely, though.
I don't know what I'm doing. Sends in Vaporeon.
Clicks
Toxic. I still don't know what I'm doing. Wait, it works because Vaporeon takes a Bug Buzz, knocks it down to about half, a little bit lower.
Gets the special defense drop.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Wait, did it?
Yeah, it did.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Vaporeon was in there for a very long time with the special defense drop.
Okay, so Vaporeon gets the Toxic off and then protects to start healing off the damage.
Yep.
And down goes Masquerain to the Toxic, which was a good move.
Very good move.
If he would have just Scalded, he wouldn't be able to heal off that Bug Buzz as much.
Definitely.
It was a good play.
Definitely a good play. So
in comes Jellicent.
And
in comes the next 20 turns.
Yep, the next 20 turns are a repeat of last week's Seismitoad and Vaporeon square off.
Mm-hmm.
So
except with a few switches
with Heat
to
Ran.
dodge Toxics.
Yeah, so there were some very good predictions on Zach's part.
And
Anthony's. Trying to make sure that Heat Ran was absorbing Toxics and Jellicent was absorbing Scalds.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was good.
It was good.
Lots of switching, but eventually
Vaporeon wins out over Heat Ran.
Yes.
And leaves Jellicent pretty low with a Toxic on it.
Mm-hmm. So Jellicent switches out
into Tyrantrum.
And Tyrantrum starts setting up Dragon Dances, takes out the Vaporeon before it can do any real damage.
Yep.
But
see, the weird thing is he didn't go off like with Rock Slide right off the bat. He has Aerial Ace.
Yeah.
And he went for Aerial Ace, which was...
It was like, okay, all right.
Okay.
Well, I guess Tyrantrum just wanted to show off its moves.
I guess so.
Like, look at my moves. Aerial Ace. Didn't kill the Vaporeon, then the Rock Slide did.
Yep.
In comes Mawile. Mawile is just like, nah, we're going to have none of this dragon. You're a dragon? No, we're going to have none of you.
I'm intimidating you with my very presence as a
fairy. The Intimidate goes off, lowering Tyrantrum's attack. Did it get 2 Dragon Dances off?
It got 2 Dragon Dances off.
So it's up to +1.
Yep.
And then they trade attacks. Rock Slide for Play Rough.
Yep. And
Play Rough lowers its attack.
So it's now just a agility...
It's down to Rock Polish Tyrantrum.
Yep, Rock Polish Tyrantrum. And then the next, 4 turns happens, and it's just like they seriously don't want to kill each other.
Yeah, if you're thinking, hey, why didn't the Play Rough kill it? Well, it just didn't.
It was really close.
Then there was flinches and misses from then on out.
For 4 or 5 turns.
It was 4 turns of just doing the same attacks, but nothing was accomplished.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny. And then Tyrantrum fell.
Yep.
To the mighty Mawile.
Yep. And then in comes Jellicent, who finishes off the Mawile, and then in comes Crocodile, who just knocks it off for the end.
Yep. Choice Scarf.
So
win for Anthony.
A win for Anthony.
A win for Anthony is a win for
yeah. Very interesting. So our MVP for this match
Vaporeon
is absolutely going to Vaporeon, because Vaporeon was able to just take everything that Jellicent and Heat Ran did and was able to kill the Heat Ran and whittle down the Jellicent to where he could be revenged later.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was very good playing.
Very good playing.
Yep.
Next, we have
Trevor. Where'd you get that? How long have you had that?
I don't know.
Were you just gonna have that and not tell me?
Maybe.
Next, we have the DC United Tyrannitars
versus the Wobbuffetville Wishmakers.
This was a very good battle. I wasn't there for it.
It was interesting, to say the least. So
it was like, holy crap, Drew's bringing Smeargle.
Yeah, and Smeargle did shenanigans for the first 6 or 7 turns.
Yes, against Hoopa.
Against
Hoopa. Or Hoopa Unbound. And it was a lot of shenanigans. Hoopa kind of just ends up winning that matchup.
Yeah, because Hoopa is Hoopa.
The taunt was going on, and Hoopa was just like, I'm going to wake up now. Boom! Just rocked Smeargle into its Focus Sash.
Yep.
And Hoopa was just like, that's funny.
Yeah.
Because later on, you find out that Hoopa had his own Focus Sash.
Indeed. But, Drew goes ahead and spores the Hoopa a second time.
Yep, a second time.
And then he taunts it a second time. And then he goes into Infernape
And Hoopa wakes up.
Hoopa wakes up and uses Psychic and Oko's the Infernate.
Yep.
So
And then goes back into Smeargle to put it to sleep.
puts it back.
And then he's like, you know what? That one turn of taunt sleep was probably not very beneficial for me. I'm not going to taunt this time and just switch.
Yep.
So Drew switches into
Altaria.
And Hoopa does not wake up. And he's like, yes, I get a free turn. So Altaria gets a Dragon Dance off, and Hoopa wakes up and Trick Rooms.
Yep. So, and Drew saw this coming a mile away because because Forrest didn't bring any of his faster things.
He didn't bring
with
Manaphy.
or Mega Sceptile. He brought Talonflame, but Talonflame has priority.
Right,
so.
it gets the priority, which goes through the Trick Room.
Yep.
So Drew was like, oh, well, crap. Drew just goes for an attack. In comes Focus Sash Hoopa.
Yep.
Well, I mean, revealed Focus Sash Hoopa. And that's pretty much where Drew was like, ah!
Well, this is the end. And then it just at that point, there was nothing really Drew could do.
Drew was
against
down.
Quagsire.
Right, Hoopa ends up dying to the Altaria.
Yep.
And then Quagsire comes in. And Quagsire's like, what, do you have a Dragon Dance up? I don't see it. I'm unaware of that.
Jim.
I'm not aware of that.
He's just like,
Just uses amnesia on himself to forget about the Dragon Dance.
oh, that's funny.
And yep.
And Quagsire just walls everything like from here to the end, and it's just Quagsire whittling down Drew's team into nothing because there was nothing he could do at that point.
MVP goes to Quagsire.
Absolutely, Quagsire MVP for that match. So last but certainly not least, we have the cross match.
Crossover match.
Boom! Again for the Super Hoopa Poopa Scoopas versus
The Lake Superiors.
And this has probably been one of my personal favorite matches of the whole season. Just from like the first couple turns.
Yeah.
Like it just like several like what kind of moments back to back to back. So starts off, it's Garchomp versus Cincino. And Garchomp
Cincino's been doing a lot of work this season. What's he gonna do this season? Bullet Seed. Nothing. Garchomp's just like, knocks.
You see my nickname? It's Tank Chomp. I don't care what you're doing. And he sets up
Stealth
Rock first. And then
Dragon Tail.
And then he Dragon Tails him out, and he Dragon Tails him out into Rotom. And Rotom, the first turn he's out, activates the Quick Claw.
And you're like, what? Another Quick Claw Rotom? What are the odds?
And then he misses the Will-O-Wisp. And so
Garchomp went for...
No, that's when he set up the Stealth Rock, is when he missed the Will-O-Wisp.
Oh, first turn he just went for Dragon Tail.
Yep.
And then Rotom came in, Stealth Rock, and then the second turn,
Rotom
went faster.
He was faster anyway, so he just went first.
And got the Will-O-Wisp off that turn.
And so Garchomp...
Another Dragon Tail comes off.
Yep. And you're thinking, wow, Garchomp has to be pretty severely weakened with a burn at this point. And in comes the Pinsir.
And you're like, the mega matchup is happening before my eyes.
And
were we right?
Yes. So...
Did you hear something?
I think... I don't know.
I thought Anthony was at work. Okay. I thought I heard something.
Must be the ghosts living under your bed. I mean, what ghost? Let's continue on. So Mega Pinsir goes for a Protect, and you see that the Garchomp goes for Fire Blast.
And you're like,
mixed Garchomp.
Pinsir, I'm so sorry.
And so Pinsir gets a really hard return off, bringing Garchomp down to next to nothing, and then takes a Fire Blast to the face and just instantly incinerates.
Just got cooked.
So they kill each other, essentially. But that was awesome to watch. Just like the Garchomp with the Fire Blast was like, what?
The bulk chomp
the
Fire Blast.
Yep, the Tank Chomp.
He's got all those coverage moves. Pinsir just did not get a coverage move for Garchomp.
Yep. So then the Cryogonal comes in and the Hitmontop comes in for each side. Cryogonal sets up a Reflect and then just dies to a Rock Slide.
Well, it got Protect off first.
Oh, right.
Against a close combat to see just to scout out.
Yeah.
And then Cryogonal's faster. Cryogonal's fast.
Yeah,
it's like
really...
a snowflake just zooming right for your car to break your windshield.
Yep. So he gets the Reflect up.
And it didn't matter.
It
Rock
didn't
Slide, matter. It wasn't even a stab move, and it just...
Well,
destroys.
Cryogonal has that monstrous base defense of like 30.
Yeah, it's like 35 or something.
Something's really, really low.
It's
It's like Jinx.
It's paper
in that
thin.
sense. So, but in comes Feraligatr and sets up a DD in Hitmontop's face, and Hitmontop just starts he's trying to beat him up.
Hitmontop's still dancing. He's like, I got this, Dragon Dance.
Boom, 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 boom.
I got this.
And then Feraligatr's just sitting there like, what was that? What kind of crap is this?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you dancing? I'm the one dancing here.
Mm-hmm.
And so Feraligatr ends up taking down the Hitmontop after
bringing in the first kill that's not Keenan's top 3.
Yeah.
Feraligatr's breaking that streak.
Breaking the streak.
And in comes Superior.
No, in comes Murkrow.
Oh, yes.
Who outspeeds and kills it with a Brave Bird because it was pretty low at that point from all the hits. And you're just thinking like, what?
What the?
Murkrow? Coming out of nowhere.
What?
So in comes Superior. And David switches out into Porygon 2, and Superior proceeds to set up all over Porygon 2. Gets the Thunder Wave and starts Leaf Storming. And kills the Porygon 2.
Yep.
Pretty quickly.
Porygon 2's done.
So
Superior gets another kill, or first kill. And then in comes Cloyster, and you're like, what? Cloyster against Superior?
Yeah.
I guess Cloyster would probably have to get a Shell Smash off to do any real damage to Superior, right?
Definitely.
So the Cloyster does.
Yeah.
And the Superior's like, I'm going to have none of that.
None of your skilling.
Gastroacid.
Boom.
And
No skilling for you.
You're like, the predictions.
The craziness. He brought the Gastroacid just for Cloyster.
And then Cloyster Ice Beams.
It's a special Cloyster. And you're just like, what?
And then Cloyster proceeds to just all over Keenan.
Yep.
Hydro Pump.
And
Ice Beam.
Yep. And so Rotom comes in, gets another Quick Claw, and Thunder Waves it.
Uh-huh.
And then it goes down to a Hydro Pump and a Volt Switch from the
Rotom.
From the Rotom, but in the process the Rotom was brought to like 1 HP.
Yeah, from a Hydro Pump.
From a Hydro Pump.
A ton.
So Cloyster really doing some work. And then so in comes the Cincino, who's been sitting in the back the whole time with very little health from that Dragon Tail. And in comes Murkrow, who just Brave Birds and finishes the match because he's Choice Scarf and can outspeed everything. So
Choice Scarf, Murkrow.
So that ends up with the Super Hoopa Poopa Scoopas winning in a 2-0, I believe.
Yes, because he still had Braixen's involvement.
Yep. Delphox.
Nope, Braixen's involvement.
Delphox.
Yep.
The former member of the Detroit Gold Lions.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was just good match.
A very good match.
But the Kanto takes the lead again.
Indeed.
Will Johto ever break our win-getting thing?
Yeah. Streak.
Thing?
Yes.
Like, we win, and then Johto wins, and then Kanto wins, and then Johto wins, and then Kanto wins.
You know who started that?
Me. You? Oh, yeah.
You will end it, though, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be the last one that gives us the winning point.
The winning point.
It's an odd number.
Yep.
So the MVP that we felt for this match was there was a couple of different options for this one. We didn't feel that there was like a super clear cut one,
well-defined option. So we went with the Shimudi Islands Garchomp.
Yep, we went Shimudi Island. Wait, what?
Oh wait, no. This is unbiased.
Yep.
We went with David's Garchomp.
Yep,
Definitely not my old Garchomp.
Definitely not.
Nope.
Because it wasn't Mega.
Right. My Garchomp was
I got
not
you,
Mega.
buddy. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we gave it to Garchomp just for the opening in such a strong manner against Keenan, in kind of setting the tone for the whole match.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, so we are going to give a MVP overall for this week.
Right now, we're gonna decide.
Yeah, because we totally
Whisper.
So, I don't know. There's a couple of really good options. So, like, I'm thinking that too. So, we're going to go ahead and give the MVP overall to Quagsire. Quagsire being able to just completely shut down Drew after, after defeating the Infernape, who may or may not have had the Grass Knot.
Right.
That was the only grass move that Drew pretty much
might have had.
Drew could have had.
And This is only like Infernape already doesn't want to stand against Quagsire, so Quagsire just boop walled.
Yeah. So we're gonna give the MVP overall to Quagsire, and we're also gonna go ahead and talk about who our best Pokemon are in the league on the Johto side are so far.
Oh yeah.
So
Yes.
totally
We have
I
Mega Pinsir.
who's 9-2 right now. I believe that he is number 1 on the Johto side. Next,
Oh, I see a 7 down here.
yep, we have
Seismitoad.
Seismitoad is 7-2, and Medicham is 7-4.
Heracross is
Heracross-
8-4.
So that leaves. So that's number 1 is going to
Pinsir.
be Mega Pinsir, who's 9-2. Number 2, Heracross, who's 8-4, and number 3 is going to be Seismitoad, who's 7-2, followed very closely by Medicham, who's 7-4.
Mm-hmm.
So very interesting. I like that there's a lot of diversity. Number 3 being taken up by an RU Pokemon. That's awesome.
Non-Mega. The other
Non-mega.
three are all Megas.
Yeah, the other 3 are all Megas. So Seismitoad is up there amongst the elite right now.
It's nice to see.
Yes.
See some fun stuff. All right.
So
It is. We are doing the recap for week 5, so that means next week is week 6.
Yep.
We are nearing the end, and we need to remind you guys. We thought to remind you.
Yep, about the trade deadlines.
Trade deadline.
They are coming up. It's the trade deadline is week 7. So not this upcoming week, but the week next Wednesday, I believe, is going to be the last day that we can do trades.
Were we doing 7 or 8?
Well, week 8 and 9 are the last 2 weeks.
Oh, right.
And they are the ones that you can't trade for. So next Wednesday is going to
Right.
be week 7. So next Wednesday is going to be the last day you guys can trade. And don't forget that if you do trade for a Pokemon, you do need to figure out a way to be able to fit it into one of your teams.
Yep. You have to bring it at least 1 week.
Before the playoffs.
Yep. Before the playoffs.
Yep. So
It's only for traded Pokemon.
only for traded. So if you can't figure out a way to be able to fit another one of your Pokemon in,
It's okay.
it's okay.
We'll pass it off this time.
Yep. So now we're going to move on to predictions.
Week 6 predictions.
Week 6 predictions. So we're going to go ahead. We're starting off with the Cleveland Conkelders versus
The Southwest Swamperts.
Swampers. So mega matchup. We have Gardevoir and Medicham, and it's a very interesting matchup.
Yes, they have different philosophies.
Yes.
Medicham's all about the psyching up, and Gardevoir's all about the dresses.
Yeah.
But dresses win.
Yeah, they do.
I like a good dress.
Yeah. Blake, is there something you need to tell us?
I'm wearing pants. Don't worry. So Gardevoir wins that matchup.
Yeah, we're pretty confident in saying that Gardevoir, it'll outspeed after they both mega, and we'll be able to I would assume Oko with like a hyper voice.
Oh yeah, super effective.
Yeah, unless
got the-
there's something crazy on Tyler's side. Come on, you can do this.
I don't think it likes you, Trevor.
I don't think so either. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah!
Magic Mike.
We're professionals. So, Tyler has some really good threats that can really deal a lot of damage to Zach's team.
Mm-hmm.
That you've got like the super heavy hitters, Mega Medicham, Kyurem, stuff like that can just tear holes if you let it. So Zach really is going to need to watch out for that. And then, Zach has a lot of bulk on his team, and so I think it's gonna come down to whether
Who can outlast the longest.
yeah, who can last longer, the bulk or the power. So yeah, that's
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. So next up, we have the Tampa Bay Typhlosions
Versus the Charizard champions.
So
First versus second gen. Whose fire type is better? Neither of them drafted them, so we'll never know.
yeah.
Guys, what are you doing?
So, Mega matchup. We have Mega Aggron versus Mega Lopunny.
Mega Lopunny.
And you might think that Mega Lopunny, it's a fighting type. It's going up against
the type advantage.
Yeah, but Mega Aggron with that filter and that huge defense, I don't think we didn't do any calcs, and I don't think Mega Lopunny is going to be able to outpower Mega Aggron. I think Mega
Aggron will wall it.
Yep, and we'll be able to just kill it because Mega Lopunny's kind of frail.
Very frail.
So, we're going to give that matchup to Aggron.
That matchup goes to Aggron.
Yep. So, looking at the teams, I'm thinking that Adam is going to have a really hard time if he wants to use Rain.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that you'd want to use Rain on, but there's a lot of checks for it too.
Right, and Nick has a lot of good checks for the Rain. And like he has his own Swift Swimmer in Omastar. He's got a couple of really good he's got a good, arguably one of the best bulky waters in the game in Suicune. And then
it's not the best because it's UU, not OU.
Well, there are no like bulky waters in OU.
Slow, bro. Guys, we are not going to favor either of these matchups because they are just too dang similar, too close.
Yeah, they're really close. So
they're so good. It's going to be a good match. Seismitoad has the 7 kills. He's doing really good this league. So
Nick, look out for Seismitoad. Don't let it go crazy on you.
Don't over prepare, but make sure you have something for it.
Make sure you bring a grass move. Or poison. So next up, we got the Lake Superiors
versus the Chicago Beartics. Beartics.
So we have Mega Pinsir versus Mega Heracross. And it's
the old rivalry.
Yeah, it's the Beatles going at each other.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's...
everyone knows the winner of that one.
Yeah.
It's Heracross.
Clearly Heracross.
Heracross.
Gets off of that rock blast and boom, Mega Pinsir just flies out of the sky. No, it's Mega Pinsir. Because...
typing?
Yeah.
But it's just Bug.
Bug flying, boy. With that aerialate, return, just gonna tear through that Mega Heracross.
That's true.
But, yeah, looking at the match, there's, Monty has a very bulky team, with the Ferrothorn, the Rotom, and the new pickup Melodic.
Much bulk.
Lots of bulk. So
whereas Keenan has a bunch of offensive monsters.
Like Mega Pinsir, Superior for Alligator, etc., etc.
Oh, yes.
Keenan is going to need to figure out a way to be able to get around the super bulky stuff like Ferrothorn. And he's also going to need to look out for that Trick Room Hoopa. Because that thing it just tears stuff up. Because the Lake Superiors I consider it to be a pretty fast team overall. So he's going to need to look out for the Trick Room to not let that completely annihilate him.
Right.
Because we've seen Trick Room on that Hoopa specifically.
The very same Hoopa
just go and tear through people all the time. Happens every week, pretty much, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it happens in some instance or another.
Yeah. So, next up, we have the Miami Mimians, and they're going up against...
the DC United Tyrannitars.
All right, so we have, for the Mega matchup, we got Mega Sceptile and Mega Charizard, and it could go either way.
Non-Mega, Charizard just takes the cake.
Absolutely.
But with their Mega evolutions, they both add the Dragon type.
Yeah.
Which makes it kind of like Dragon against Dragon.
Right. So
it's kind of crazy.
If they're both Mega evolved,
Sceptile might take it.
I think Sceptile would take it if they're both Mega evolved. But if Charizard isn't Mega evolved yet, Sceptile could be in trouble. So
it's hard to...
It's going to depend on the predictions.
The Grass Dragon does neutral resist the fire.
Right. So it will really depend on who predicts what.
But Charizard kind of takes it.
Charizard has a little bit of an edge over Sceptile in this case. So
Charizard has the edge.
So we're going to go ahead and call this Water Absorb Part 3. Because this is going to be the third week in a row that Vaporeon has to go up against another water absorber.
Yep.
In Quagsire.
Yep. Quagsire's not normally water absorb, but
yeah, it
can be.
Yeah, it can be. But he might not want to bring the water absorb this week because there's a lot of the Miami Mimians have a lot of setups. So.
Oh yes, yes, the unaware would be very, very tempting.
Right. So. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and move on to our cross match. Yeah, we got this.
We've prepared.
We've prepared perfectly.
Yes.
So it's going to be the Wobbuffetville Wishmakers going up against
Oh, Kirk.
the Lakeside Ladybuzz.
Oh, yes, the Lakeside Ladybuzz.
So, mega matchup is Mega Altaria and Mega Steelix. And this seems pretty much... It's going to be Mega Steelix all day.
Yeah, Steelix kind of just type matchup wins.
Yeah, just poops
And
all over
then-
Altaria.
Mega Altaria is normally physical,
Yep.
and Steelix is just like, nope, I'll have none of it.
I will have none of your shenanigans, good sir.
Yes.
So
Steelix kind of wins that matchup.
Absolutely. So it's going to be another bulk versus offense type match. Kirk with he's got some super bulky wallsing like Gliscor, Skarmory. He just picked up Mandibuzz, dropping the Frostlass.
The Frostlass, yeah.
And Drew is going to have to try and overpower that bulk with stuff like, Mega Altaria, Jirachi, Infernape. He also just picked up Zapdos, so...
Dropping Salamence.
Dropping Salamence, which was kind of interesting. The turn of events here were quite interesting because Adam dropped Mandibuzz for Honchkrow, and then Kirk picked up Mandibuzz by dropping Frostlass. So then Drew drops Salamence for Zapdos, and Tyler drops Haxorus for Salamence.
It was just like a
domino
effect.
A round robin of just like...
Oh, he's open now? Oh, I'll take him.
Oh, he's gone
open
now?
I'm taking him. He's open now? I'll take him.
So in the end, Mandibuzz and Salamence may have been dropped, but they were just immediately snatched up.
Zapdos was taken because he is the natural predator of Mandinuz.
Yes. The natural predator of Mandinuz.
Mandinuz.
So... Adam, we love you, but you need to get a better autocorrect. Or just type better.
Gosh, shots fired.
Boom!
Done! Right at your fingers.
Boom! So yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we missed anything. We covered pretty much everything.
Yeah. So...
It's been nice recapping with you guys.
Yeah. It was an interesting week to watch battles. So
yes, it was fun.
There was a lot of long ones, but hopefully, this next week maybe we can have like a Super Bowl face-off.
Oh yeah,
it's Super Bowl Sunday
Sunday
this week. So if anybody has any suggestions on where we can go, I don't think like somewhere like B-Dubs would be a good idea because it's just going to be packed in there.
That's true.
So if
lots of restaurants will be packed, so
it would be ideal to have it at somebody's house.
Actually, do restaurants get packed on the Super Bowl?
Well, B-Dubs would.
Oh.
Because it's a sports bar. But like that maybe if we were to try and go to a restaurant to be able to watch it, those restaurants are going to be busy, so.
Right. And my house doesn't have cable in the basement. I'll bring my TV somewhere else. That's not true.
No.
We do not have the carrying box for it.
No, it's there. That thing's staying there forever.
Yes.
So. But yeah, so let us know how we did. Leave a comment down below, somewhere down there, and give us a like, which is over.
It's up here.
Here. Right there. No. Yep. All right. So. This has been Trevor, the coach of the Detroit Gobelines.
And Blake, the chancellor of the Shamoody Island Slowkings.
Oh, no, wait, I'm not the coach. I'm the czar.
I don't think I'm the chancellor anymore. I think I got demoted. I'm now the prime minister. All right, bye.
See ya! Ah!